Hey everybody, this is Rob with Veracity and the third entry in our video series about Veracity launch. If you watched the previous two videos, you will know now how to create a portal and get into it for the first time. You'll also know how to kind of come back to it and log into it if you've forgotten how to do that. I'm going to start this video from the end of the last one where I am in the system as an administrator. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about content. So I think we'll do two videos, one about content, one about learners, and then we'll get on to the kind of deeper, more interesting things. In this video, what we're going to do is just upload a piece of course content and look at its settings. I think the next video we'll talk about, making learners and then finally assignments. Let's look at the interface, the default interface. You'll notice that you have content, administration, account, my progress, and user manual. Administration will not appear on here if you're a learner, of course. Most of what you're going to do as the owner of a portal is go into the administration tab. It can be a little bit confusing. If you go to content, you're going to be looking at content which you are subscribed to Experience, not all of the content on the portal that you could administer. You'll want to go to administration and then manage content. So let's go to manage content one step further, and you'll notice this pretty user interface is telling me that there's nothing to see here. We're going to go ahead and click the button that says Add Content to this portal. That's going to bring us to a menu that allows us to do several different cool things. These are the different types of playback that Veracity Launch currently supports. This will expand over time. Upload SCORM or XAPI is what we anticipate to be the primary use for the portal. You can upload e-learning content packages that you create in Domino or Articulate or 360 or all these various different authoring tools. Anything that can create SCORM 2004, 1.2, or an XAPI package, CMI5, all of the typical players. We also support the playback of just a raw file. So if you upload like a video file to us, an MP4 file, or a PDF file, we can play those back. Some file types, we simply open them up. We just show them and we mark it complete. For things like videos, we have a more sophisticated playback engine that can keep track of some statistics and things like that. You can just register a link. You just open an external link and you get a kind of completion when they saw the link. You can track a YouTube video. This uses our video player that creates pretty detailed statistics about what people are playing. You can do external XAPI. So one of the cool things about XAPI versus SCORM is that it makes it relatively easy to host content on some third-party software and have it played by a player that isn't the one hosting the files. So if you've kind of put your XAPI-enabled content on a file server somewhere out on the internet, and you would like to initialize it to play back and track to this system, this is the button you would click. An external certificate is a player that asks the user to go to some external location, take the courseware, and then upload a certificate of completion, which we will track in our certificate store. That comes up a lot. There's a lot of different compliance trainings out there that ask you to print off a PDF certificate. You can upload that PDF to us to verify completion, and then we will store it for the administrator to review. Finally, we have a manual entry. I don't recommend anybody fill this out, but if you wanted to sort of completely manually set up the launch configuration, maybe to do something unusual, you can do it from here. What we're going to do is just upload some content. So I clicked on the Upload XAPI or SCORM. I'm going to go to Add Files, and I'm going to go to my desktop and then Junk, and then, is it Demo Courses? Let me move this around a little bit. Demo Courses, and let's see if we can't find, I can find something large enough. Let's grab this Zombie Apocalypse XAPI test. So you're going to see it says waiting. It's not yet uploading. You can stage up to 10 files at a time, and once you've got all the one stage that you want to do, you hit upload all. So that's going to upload. I have great home internet, so that goes very quickly. You'll get some progress information about the import. That'll just kind of spin until all of the files that are in your zip have been processed. It should be a zip, right? All of these content packages take a zip file. There are specific rules about, how do you make a compliant content package. You do need to upload a compliant content package. You'll get some kind of error message if you don't do that. At this point, we've uploaded the Zombie Apocalypse XAPI test. You can go directly to the settings for the file that you just uploaded. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna hit close and then go find it. For me, it'll be very easy to find the one I just uploaded because it's the only one in here. In some cases where you have hundreds of content records, especially if you're uploading the same package over and over and over again because you're testing something, it can be hard to find the one you just uploaded. So you can go straight to edit settings from here, which will bring you to a pop-up window where you can rename this thing, Zombie Apocalypse Test Upload 27 or whatever, helps you keep track of things. Because this is the only one, I have no problem sort of finding it. I'm just going to hit close. That's going to bring me to the Manage Content page. Now, this page might have tons and tons and tons of content on it. It will be sorted by I believe by the date that it's uploaded. I can't guarantee that off the top of my head. But this is where you would go to modify the configuration. Now you can see that we have detected the configuration of this package successfully, right? We were able to detect it's a tin can package. You shouldn't need to do anything. But if you want to, you can hit the ... and go to Edit. And this will bring you to some information that you can modify. The things that are worth doing, we know this is an XAPI package. We know it's hosted by us. We read out of the XAPI package manifest that the launch, asset within the package is index API to HTML. That'll be different for every package. In this case, that's just what it is. It'll get an ID. That ID will again come from the manifest. You can override it, but you probably shouldn't. The things that you might want to edit and that are worth editing are the title, the description, the long description. You can add tags to modify the content, not modify it, but make it searchable, make it easier to find in the library. You have a little bit of control over how it gets listed for users. If I don't check those buttons, allow self-enrollment and allow reattempt, only people who are explicitly assigned to the content are going to see it. I'm going to talk about user accounts and assignment later. So just so that I can show you the content and demo this, I'm going to click allow self-enrollment and allow reattempt. You can make it publicly available, and then it will be on the home page without logging in, and people can just run it. I'll just hit Track XAPI to save those settings, and then let's play the content package to wrap this up. You might remember at the very start of this, I was kind of on this home page, and I had administration, manage content. I had the separate content, which is the content I'm enrolled in. I'm not actively enrolled in this content, but it is available because I marked it for self-enrollment, which means when I go to all content, I'll see it here with an enroll button. I'll enroll, and then I'll launch. I'm going to enable pop-up windows because I didn't do that. And then I'll click. And we're going to play the content. So now we're experiencing the content that we just uploaded to Go Launch. And we're tracking XAPI data to Go Launch. If it was SCORM, we'd be tracking SCORM data. And there's there's going to be reports about this student enrolling and this student attempting and this student registering. And since it's XAPI, there'll be verbose information about me clicking the next button and everything as well. And if I bothered to get to the end of the content, I would get a completion. But I'll show you in another video where you would go to get reports about completion. That's it. We did the whole thing. We uploaded content. We made it available to all of the learners on the portal via self-enrollment. We enrolled in it, and we launched it, and here it is. We're looking at it. Now we're tracking data. So that is pretty great. I'm going to close it, dismiss this. You'll note I didn't complete, so it's still in progress. And in another video, we'll talk more about creating learners, assigning things specifically to learners, and we'll talk a little bit more about the learner experience of finding content and playing content.